Well, greetings there, blade lovers, especially automatic blade lovers, and specifically out the front blade lovers. I've got a knife here that I recently traded for with my good friend Bob DeMarco from the Knife Junkie on YouTube. And Bob and I have gotten to know each other pretty well over the years. I've tossed a few knives in his direction for giveaway on his channel and so forth. And we've done some trades in the past. This one is a Heretic, and it's a Manticore-X, as you can clearly see by the billboarding on the top of the knife in big, bold white letters. They want to let you know who made the knife. And before I get into that, I will say that I traded this one for a Microtech SOCOM Elite Auto Tonto that I wasn't really carrying or using, and I'd gotten it on a trade, as a matter of fact. So got traded again. And I wanted to check out the auto out the fronts from Heretic. By the way, Heretic, as I was alluding to earlier, is owned by Anthony Marfione Jr. If that name sounds familiar to you, his father owns Microtech Knives. So father, son. We've got Anthony Marfione Jr. with his own company. I'm going to show you an out the side I got from the same company later. But let's take a look at this. Very little wear on this knife as I got it from Bob. As you can see, the Manticore-X in this configuration is a recurve with a forward belly. Interesting thing is it's got a very sizable handle, as you can see, with possibly what you could consider a disproportionate blade, but it could be that, they need that for the mechanism, as with many OTF knives. 3 3/4 inch blade with about a 3.6 inch cutting edge. And overall, this knife is big. It's 9 1/4 inches, just about out to the glass breaker. So overall, I'll just take a look at the handle on it for compare. So almost a 5.5 inch handle and a 3 3/4 inch blade. So you've got some left over there to stuff the springs and the hardware in there. Let me see if I can back out just a little bit. I'm kind of close. Let's see, right about there. Okay. It comes through very sharp. It hasn't been sharpened as far as I know. And it is an LMAX steel, which is a pretty nice premium steel. You can look into that if you need to know more about LMAX. We've got a glass breaker, maybe a tungsten ball there. It doesn't look like ceramic. I don't think it's a ceramic ball, but it's probably a hardened carbide ball. We've got a big old lanyard hole there. And since I started giving you measurements, let's do the rest here. So the blade stock's pretty hefty. Not as hefty as I thought. Looks thick. What do we got? 3.1 millimeters, which is 0.12 inches, and the handle thickness of 0.46, so under a ½ inch on the handle thickness. Pretty thin for a big knife, I would say. Just my opinion. And it's a monster. It isn't really, it's strong, okay, but it's not crazy like some. It's just that my right thumb's still gaining strength. Let's make sure I'm zeroed there. Yeah, I am zeroed. So we've got 4.5 ounces, 4.57 on that weight. And as I said, it's LMAX steel, so quite nice. I mean, Microtech is using a lot of M390 in theirs. In some of their newer ram locks, they're using the M390 MK, which is a special version that Bowler makes for them. What we've got here is an aluminum handle that's pretty smooth. But what they did was did some of this edge jimping. Dirk Pinkerton has a name for it. He has it on a lot of his knives, and it almost seems to me that Heretic borrowed it from Dirk, but I could be wrong. Deep carry clip, and it's attached at 2 points. Their initial clip that I had actually had kind of a different setup. I forget what it was that I had. Oh, it was another Wraith. I'm going to show you the Wraith out the side in a moment. A little slick, but you've got a large handle to hold on to. I mean, this thing could be used, if you don't mind putting your thumb up over top there, this could be used as a compliance device, right? As with a lot of the Microtech knives. It is offset as our most in terms of the opening for the blade. And it's the point's right out there. You can almost feel it, but it isn't really going to cut you, as far as I have determined. I can stick a lanyard in there if you want, and comes out with authority. One other little feature here that we have is that there is some jimping, which you don't often see, except maybe one other knife, the Glycon, some jimping on the top of the blade. It's fairly smooth. It's cut in deep, but the edges are fairly rounded, and I think that needs to be done so you're not pulling any debris back into the knife when you open and close it. It's fairly sharp. Let's see if I can find a chunk of paper nearby here. Yeah, there's some used paper. Oh, so it's, I mean, it's got a nice edge on it. You don't often see out the front knives, even single edge ones, that come through with a pretty razor sharp edge. So along with that reverse curve that we have there, I think you've got a lot of cutting power on the slash, so to speak. And we've got a point that's on line. It's heavily swedged here at the top. Obviously contrasting black and a satin flat on the LMAX. Yeah, there's a designation right there, so it says LMAX. Let's do a compare with some other out the front knives. And again, this may not be your cup of tea, out the front knives. You may not be able to carry them where you live. Technically, I can't carry them where I live, but I've got a few. Here is the Glycon, kind of what they are considering until maybe recently with Heretic and so forth to be their flagship. And I know they're coming out with that out the front knife that has no name yet, that has no blade play. As you probably know, all out the front knives up till now, except maybe the Hawk Deadlock, have some blade play, because you need to have a little bit looser tolerance in order to have that coming in and out. But apparently for lots of money, you can eliminate that if it bothers you by buying the more expensive knives. This is the Glycon, which I picked up in 2023. And you can see that this has plenty of serration on there, but still, you know, a smooth cutting area there should you need it. And a little bit more aggressive jimping for your thumb, which I like. So they were able to pull off that. I wish that the Manticore had a little bit more jimping, or a little bit rougher jimping. Not that it really matters with it, you know, I mean, that's not a double edge, this is a double edge. Titanium here with, I think, aluminum, kind of a mix. They were supposed to come up with covers you could replace yourself. I haven't seen any yet. That would be on the top part. I think instead they're coming out with the variants, selling it with different materials themselves. Got a really nice actuator there. Again, I'm not pulling it with the right thumb just yet. Left thumb works fine. And this again is a large knife. That was 9 1/4 on the Manticore. This is 9. So still a full-size knife. So we got 9 there with what? Yeah, 3 3/4 inch blade, same blade length. And oh, I got a bug crawling across there. Look at that. Look at that. Should I get him? Yeah. Peace be with you, bug. Oh, yeah. Getting photobombed by bugs on my table. Really nice knife, though. M390 on this one. Got that interesting little, I don't know if you call it a fuller there or not, but makes it unique. There you can see that it is just a tiny bit shorter than the Manticore. Here we have the Counter-Strike by Hogue to introduce yet another out the front knife. I did a review on this one, did a review on the Glykon, should you want to know a little bit more about either one. This is 20 CV, yep, CPM 20 CV, Tonto blade. These are beautiful knives. If you have an opportunity to pick up a Counter-Strike, please do so. And really not much, I mean, there's no side-to-side play on this knife and ever so slight an amount of up and down rock. Aluminum on this side and kind of a Lava G10 on the show side with a deep carry clip that is switchable. And I took the humongous glass breaker off of there that this came with. It was nice, but it kind of got in the way. We still have this bit of a lanyard appendage there as the other side of the clip. So there we have those three. And then this is one that was gifted to me by Northcode, Ryan, a follower of mine on both YouTube and on Instagram. And this is the Wraith. And this is also an LMAX with a jade green G10 bolster cover. That's where you get at all of the mechanism, the 3 screws there. And it is an integral carbon fiber handle. Little ball bearing on the clip. Very nice. And I don't think this is switchable. No, it's not switchable. So although that's not an out the front knife for comparison, I kind of threw it in there because we're talking Heretic. So these are 2 from Heretic, Anthony Marfione Jr.'s company. A little bit further comparison here just for size. Here's a Rat 1. And the Rat 1 is a little bit shorter than the Manticore-S. Manticore-S, I think, also comes in some other blade shapes. May come in a double edge. I'm not entirely sure. But I was happy to get this from Bob DeMarco. And it's an interesting out the front knife. Not sure I'll be doing a daily carry with it, but you know, you never know. It's handy. One thing about out the front knives is, you know, once they're locked open, even though they may have a little bit of play, you can hear that, right? They are, you know, you could pound these into, I know that X-Ring on YouTube had torture tested one of the Microtech out the front knives, pounded it into wood and all that kind of stuff, and it held up extremely well and even functioned after that abuse. I would assume that Anthony Marfione Jr.'s company is going to be, you know, he's trying to keep right up with his dad's company. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this review. Don't forget to give it a like and subscribe. I will be back with you soon. Got more good stuff on the way.